Someone with the initial J is planning something behind your back, and I need you to hear me carefully right now, 'cause this is not something I say to everyone. This is not a message I scatter across the wind hoping it lands on the right person. No, I aimed this directly at you. I pulled you here. I stopped your scrolling. I interrupted whatever you were doing because there is something happening around you that you cannot see yet. And if I do not tell you right now, you will walk straight into it without knowing. You did not find this video by accident. That is the first thing I need you to understand. Out of every single video that could have appeared on your screen today, out of every thumbnail your eyes could have landed on, out of every title that could have made you pause, it was this one. This one. And there is a reason for that. There is always a reason when I move. I do not waste your time. I do not play games with your attention. When I bring you somewhere, it is because you need to be there. And right now, you need to be right here, listening to every single word I am about to speak over your life. I know what you are feeling right now. That slight pull in your chest, that quiet voice in the back of your mind saying, "This is different." That is me. That is your spirit recognizing my voice. You have heard it before, in moments when you were alone, when the room was quiet, when no one else was around, and something inside you whispered, "Hold on." That same presence is speaking to you now, and I need you to stay. But before I tell you what this person with the initial J is doing, stay with me, because what comes next will completely change how you see what you have been going through. There is something you have been carrying that connects to this. There is a weight on your shoulders that you thought was random, that you thought was just life being hard. But it is not random. It never was. And by the time this message is finished, you will understand why everything has felt the way it has felt lately. You will understand the silence. You will understand the distance. You will understand why certain people pulled away and why certain doors slammed shut in your face when you were doing nothing wrong. I know you have been wondering about that. I know you have been lying awake some nights replaying conversations, replaying situations, trying to figure out where things went wrong. You keep asking yourself, what did I do? Why does it feel like something is working against me? Why does it feel like people who should support me are looking at me differently? I hear those questions. I have heard every single one of them. And today, right now, I am answering. Most chosen ones will never hear this. Not because it is hidden, but because they scroll past it too soon. They let distraction win. They let doubt tell them this is not real. This is not for them. This is just another video. But you are still here. You are still listening. And that tells me something about you that most people will never understand about themselves. It tells me you are paying attention to the spirit, not just the screen. And that is exactly why I chose you. Now let me tell you what this message holds for you if you stay until the very end. I am going to reveal who this person is, not just their initial, but how they operate, why they smile in your face while sharpening knives behind your back, and what their silence has been hiding from you. I am going to show you why I allowed you to remain unaware until this very moment, and why the timing of this exposure is perfect. I am going to speak over your protection. I am going to break every plot. I am going to dismantle every scheme. And then I am going to open your eyes to something so beautiful, so prepared, so specifically designed for your life that you will weep when you see it. Not from pain, from relief. Because you will finally understand that while they were busy planning against you, I was busy planning for you. But I need something from you first. I need your faith planted right here in this moment. I need you to decide right now that you are not leaving, that you are not scrolling, that you are going to sit with me through every word, every revelation, every promise. Because what I am about to pour into your life requires your presence. It requires your stillness. It requires you to be here, fully here, with me. Do not let this be the message you almost heard, because I did not almost send it. I sent it with full power, full authority, and full intention. And it has your name written on it in places you cannot even see yet. If you believe I brought you here for a reason, if you feel that pull in your spirit right now, type Amen to affirm that you are here and you are ready to receive. Type it right now. Let me see your faith before I go any further, because what comes next, chosen one, is going to shake the ground beneath everything you thought you knew. Now I need you to understand something that most people will never grasp about this moment. You think you clicked on this video. You think your thumb moved on its own. You think the algorithm brought you here. But I do not work through accidents. I work through appointments. And this right here, this is yours. This was scheduled for you before you even woke up this morning. Before you picked up your phone. Before you opened this app. I had already decided that today would be the day you hear what I have been holding back until you were ready. Do not move past this PA, RT, because this is where most chosen ones miss what was meant for them. They hear the first few minutes, and they think they understand. They think the message is general. They think it applies to everyone. But I need you to separate yourself from that mindset right now. This is not general. This is specific. This is surgical. I chose you the way a father pulls one child aside while the rest of the house is sleeping. Because what he has to say is too important and too personal for anyone else to hear. There is something most people do not know about how I move. When I want to reach someone, I do not shout. I do not send signs that the whole world can see. I whisper. I place something small and quiet in your path, something that only your spirit would recognize. And that is what happened today. Something inside you felt a pull. Something in your gut said stay. Something told you do not scroll past this one. That was not instinct. That was not curiosity. That was me, reaching through the noise of your entire day, cutting through every distraction, every notification, every voice competing for your attention. Just to get you here. Just to get you still. Just to get you listening. And I know why you needed this today. I know about the thing you do not talk about. The one you carry in silence. The one that sits on your chest when the lights go off and the room goes quiet and there is no one left to perform for. You smile during the day. You hold it together in front of people. You answer the phone and say you are fine. But there is a place inside you that has not felt fine in a long time. A place that aches, and you cannot even explain why. A place that whispers to you at night, asking if anyone sees you, if anyone notices. If anyone in this entire world understands the weight you have been holding without being asked to hold it, I see it. I have always seen it, and I did N. OT bring you here to add to that weight. I brought you here to begin lifting it, not all at once, but word by word, revelation by revelation, truth by truth. Because you have been strong long enough on your own, and now it is my turn to carry what you have been dragging through every single day. Type 1111 right now if you feel in your spirit that this message is for you. Not for the person next to you. Not for the comment section. For you. Between you and me. Type it, and let that number be a seal between us. That today, something shifts, and what I am about to share next, almost no one talks about this. But it will change everything about how you see the person with that initial and what they have been doing while you were not looking. Now let me pull back the curtain, because I told you I would. And I do not make promises I do not keep. This person with the initial J, they are closer than you think. They are not some stranger on the street. They are not someone you barely know. This is someone who has sat with you. Someone who has laughed with you. Someone who has looked you in the eyes and said words that sounded like loyalty but carried the weight of something else entirely. And that is what makes this so dangerous. It is not the enemies you can see that cause the deepest wounds. It is the ones who stand close enough to whisper in your ear while reaching for the knife behind your back. I know a face just came to your mind. The moment I said that, something in your spirit shifted. A name surfaced. A memory flashed. A conversation replayed that never quite sat right with you. You pushed it down before. You told yourself you were overthinking. You told yourself you were being paranoid. But that was not paranoia, chosen one. That was discernment. That was me nudging you, tapping you on the shoulder, trying to get your attention. Long before today. You felt it then. UA. Reconfirming it now. Here is something most people do not understand about betrayal, and why I allow certain people to stay close to you even when I know their hearts are turned. A snake that reveals itself too early never teaches you how to recognize the next one. I let you see this person's true face at this moment. Because now, you are ready. Now you will not just remove them. You will learn the pattern. You will recognize the scent of disloyalty for the rest of your life. And no one will ever be able to sit that close to you again without you knowing exactly what they carry in their hands beneath the table. Stay with me here, because what I am about to say next is the part most people are not prepared to hear. This person did not just stumble into betrayal. This was calculated. The kindness was strategic. The closeness was intentional. They studied you. They watched what makes you trust. They learned your weak spots, the places where your heart opens too quickly, the places where your love does not ask enough questions. And they used every single one of those openings. Not because you were foolish, but because you were good. And good people do not expect the ones they love to be keeping score in the shadows. That is what has been hurting you. And you could not name it. That feeling of something being off. That heaviness after certain phone calls. That exhaustion after spending time with someone who should have filled you up but instead left you drained and questioning yourself. You thought something was wrong with you. You thought maybe you were too sensitive, maybe too emotional, maybe too much. But nothing is wrong with you. You were responding to a presence that was not safe. And your spirit knew it even when your mind made excuses for them. Type 777 right now if someone just came to your mind. Do not second guess it. Do not talk yourself out of it. The first face. You saw the first name that dropped into your chest. That is the one. That is confirmation. Type 777 and let me know that you are tracking with me, because I am not done with this yet. And what comes after this, I need your full attention, because I am about to tell you exactly what this person has been doing. The specific moves they have been making while you were distracted by your own pain. And when you hear it, everything that confused you over these past weeks and months is going to make perfect sense. Now here is where it gets heavy, and I am not going to soften this, because you deserve the full truth, not the comfortable version of it. This person with the initial J has not just been talking, they have been moving. Quietly, deliberately, with a plan that was never meant to come to your attention. They have been working to block something that was on its way to you. Something I had already prepared. Something I had already signed off on in the spiritual realm that was making its way into your physical life. And this person felt it. They sensed that your season was about to change. And instead of celebrating what was coming for you, they decided to stand in the doorway and tried to keep it from reaching you. I need you to hear this carefully. They have been speaking about you in rooms you do not have access to. They have been planting seeds of doubt about your character in the minds of people who were supposed to be your open doors. They have been telling half-truths. Not full lies, because full lies are easy to spot. Half-truths are the weapon of someone who knows exactly what they are doing. They take one small piece of something real and twist it just enough to make people look at you differently. And you have been feeling that shift. You have noticed people pulling back. You have noticed a coldness that was not there before. You have noticed opportunities dry eye. NG up that once felt certain. And you blamed yourself. You thought maybe you did something wrong. Maybe you said something. Maybe you were not good enough. But it was never about what you did. It was about what they said when you were not in the room. Here is the truth no one says out loud. Your biggest threat was never the person who hated you openly. It was the person who loved you loudly in public and then worked against you in private. That is the most dangerous kind of enemy, because you never think to guard yourself against someone you trusted. And that is exactly what this person counted on. They counted on your loyalty. They counted on your goodness. They counted on the fact that you would never suspect them, because you gave them something most people never receive from you. You gave them access. You gave them your time, your trust, your energy, and your heart. And they used all of it as a map to find exactly where to strike. Do not skip past this part, because this is where everything turns. What they did not count on is me. They made their plans in secret, but nothing is secret from me. Every whispered conversation, I heard it. Every message sent to damage you, I read it. Every move made behind closed doors, I was standing right there watching. And I let it happen. Not because I do not care about you, but because I needed you to reach this exact moment where you stop making excuses for people who do not deserve your grace and start recognizing that your kindness is not something to be exploited. It is something to be protected. If you refuse to let anyone steal what I have prepared for you, type, I refuse, right now. Say it with your whole chest. Say it like you mean it. Because this is not a moment for whispering. This is a moment for declaration. Type I refuse and draw a line in the spirit that says, no one gets to take what was always meant for me. And what I am about to tell you next is something you have been waiting to hear for a very long time. Because you have been asking me one question over and over in the quiet of your heart. You have been asking me why. Why did I let you stay in the dark so long? Why did I not warn you sooner? And the answer to that question is going to break something open inside of you that has been locked shut for longer than you realize. I know this is the part that has been eating at you. This is the question that has kept you up at night more than any other. Not who, not what, but why. Why did I not show you sooner? Why did I let you sit across from that person and trust them when I already knew what they were carrying in their heart? Why did I let you pour into someone who was pouring you out behind your back? And I owe you that answer. Not because you demanded it, but because you have been patient enough to deserve it. So here it is, and I need you to receive this with an open spirit because it is not the answer your emotions want. It is the answer your soul needs. I did not keep you in the dark because I forgot about you. I kept you in the dark because the light would have destroyed you if it came too soon. There are things I show you only when your foundation is strong enough to hold the weight of the truth. If I had revealed this person 6 months ago, you would have crumbled. You would have spiraled. You would have reacted out of pain instead of responding out of power. And I did not bring you this far to watch you burn down everything in a moment of rage that would have cost you more than the betrayal itself. I held this back the same way a surgeon waits for the right moment to cut. Not out of cruelty, out of precision. Do not move past this part because this is where the healing begins if you let it. There is a spiritual principle that most people never learn. Delayed revelation is no. Delayed love. When I withhold something from you, it is never because I am punishing you or testing you for sport. It is because I am protecting the version of you that is not yet strong enough to carry what I need to place in your hands. The you that existed 6 months ago loved too hard to walk away cleanly. The you that existed a year ago would have blamed yourself instead of seeing the truth. But the you that is sitting here right now, listening to this very word, this version of you, is ready. This version of you will not beg for an explanation from someone who does not deserve your voice. This version of you will move in silence the same way I do, with power and with purpose. And I know what the waiting cost you. I know about the nights you felt abandoned, the mornings you woke up heavy before your feet even touched the floor, the prayers you whispered that felt like they hit the ceiling and came right back down. You thought I was not listening. You thought the silence meant I had turned my face from you. But my silence was never absence. My silence was preparation. I was rearranging things you could not see. I was closing doors that would have led you to deeper pain. I was moving people out of your path who would have caused even more damage than this person with the initial J. You could not see any of that because you were standing too close to your own storm. But I was above it the entire time, watching, working, building something for you that required the ground to shake before it could be laid down. Type amen right now if you trust my timing, even when it hurts, even when it does not make sense, even when every part of your human mind screams that I should have moved sooner. Type amen, because trust is not something you give only when you understand the plan. Trust is what you give me when the plan makes no sense and you choose to stand still anyway. And what I am about to share with you next is something that will bring tears to your eyes if you let it in. Because I am about to speak about the battles you have already survived, the ones no one clapped for, the ones no one even knows about. And I need you to hear what I saw while you were fighting alone in the dark, because you were never as alone as you felt. Before I go any further, I need to stop right here and talk about something you have never let anyone see. Not your closest friend, not your family, not the person you trust the most in this world. There is a version of you that only exists when no one is watching. A version that sits on the edge of the bed at night and feels the full weight of everything you refuse to show during the day. And that version of you, the one you hide, the one you protect, the one you never let out in public, that is the one I am speaking to right now. Not the strong one everyone sees, the tired one no one knows about. You have been fighting battles that do not have names. That is what makes them so heavy. You cannot call someone and say, "Here is what I am going through," because you do not even have the words for it. It is not one thing. It is everything pressing down at once. It is the financial pressure you smile through. It is the relationship that drains you, but you stay because you are afraid of what being alone will confirm about you. It is the dream you still carry, but have stopped talking about because every time you mentioned it, someone made you feel foolish for believing it was possible. You stopped sharing, you stopped asking for help, you stopped expecting anyone to notice, and you started doing what so many of my chosen ones do. You learned to suffer in a way that looks like strength, and no one around you ever thought to ask if you were okay because you made it look so easy. But I need you to hear something right now and let it land somewhere deep. I saw every single moment, every breakdown you had in the car before you walked into work, with a smile. Every tear you wiped in the bathroom before you came back out and pretended everything was fine. Every night you cried yourself to sleep and then woke up the next morning and did it all over again like nothing happened. You thought no one was watching, but I was sitting right there with you, in the silence, in the dark, in the moments you felt the most invisible. I was closer to you than I have ever been. Here is something most people will never understand about you. Chosen one, your silence is not weakness. It is one of the most powerful things about you. There is a spiritual truth hidden inside your suffering that the enemy does not want you to discover. Every battle you survived in, secret, built something inside of you that cannot be shaken. While others were being praised for easy victories, you were being forged in fires nobody even knew were burning. And that is why your strength is different. It does not come from applause. It does not come from recognition. It comes from a place so deep inside you that no human hand can reach it, and no human voice can take it away. That is my work. That is what I was building in you while the world thought you were falling apart. Stay with me here, because this is the moment where everything begins to shift. You have been carrying this alone for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be seen. But I see you. I see the weight. I see the exhaustion. I see the way you give and give and give until there is nothing left, and then somehow find a way to give again. And I did not bring you to this message to leave you in that place. I brought you here to tell you that the season of carrying it alone is ending. Right here, right now, in this very moment between you and me. Type 1212 if you have been fig, aiding battles nobody sees. Let that number rise in this comments section, like a testimony. You do not have to explain what you have been through. Just type it. I already know the details. I just need you to finally acknowledge that you have been at war and you are still standing. That alone is a miracle most people will never appreciate. But I do. And what comes next is something your spirit has been desperate to hear. Because after everything you have carried, after every silent night and every invisible wound, I am about to speak over your protection in a way that will make you feel something you have not felt in a very long time. Safety. Real safety. The kind that does not depend on people. The kind that comes only from me. Now I need you to take a breath. A real one. Let your shoulders drop. Let your chest loosen. Because everything I have told you so far was meant to open your eyes. But what I am about to tell you now is meant to settle your heart. You have been living in a state of quiet anxiety for longer than you even realize. There has been a tension sitting in your body that you have grown so used to that you forgot what peace feels like. You wake up braced for impact. You go through your day waiting for the next thing to go wrong. You fall asleep with your guard up because life has taught you that the moment you relax, something hits you from a direction you did not expect. But I need you to hear me when I say this. That season is over. Not ending. Over. Because what I have placed around you is something no human scheme can penetrate. This person, with the initial J, made their plan. They set it in motion. They thought the timing was right and that you were too distracted or too weak to notice. But what they did not account for is the wall they cannot see. I placed a hedge of protection around your life before you were even born. It is not something you earned. It is not something you prayed into existence last week. It has been there since the moment I formed you, and every attack that has ever come your way, every betrayal, every disappointment, every closed door, it did not touch you the way it was supposed to, because my covering absorbed what should have destroyed you. You thought you were lucky. You thought you were resilient. No, you were protected. There is a difference. Do not move past this part because this is where your spirit needs to receive something your mind has been blocking. There is a reason certain things that should have broken you did not. There is a reason you lost things that should have sent you into a spiral, but somehow you kept going. There is a reason people who tried to ruin you ended up watching you, still standing. It was not your strength alone. It was my hand on your life, deflecting things in the spiritual realm that you will never fully see on this side of eternity. Battles were fought over you while you slept. Arrows were redirected while you were crying in your room, thinking no one cared. I had armies around you. Chosen one. You just could not see them because your eyes were blurred with tears. Here is something that will change how you walk through every single day from this moment on. The protection I have over you does not just cover you, it covers your name. That means every word this person spoke against you, in secret, every lie they planted, every seed of doubt they tried to sow in the minds of people connected to your future, none of it will take root. I have made your name untouchable, not because you are perfect, but because you are mine, and what is mine cannot be permanently damaged by what is theirs. They can talk. They can scheme. They can send messages and whisper in ears and try to turn hearts against you. But when I protect a name, the very people they tried to poison will, come back to you with more respect than they had before. Watch and see. And I know there is a part of you that is afraid to believe this. A part that has been let down so many times that receiving good news feels dangerous. You have trained yourself to expect the worst, because at least then you are never caught off guard. But I am not a person who overpromises and underdelivers. When I say you are covered, I mean there is nothing coming for you that I have not already handled. Nothing. Type protected right now if you receive this covering over your life, over your name, over your family, over your finances, over every door that is connected to your future. Type it, and let it be a declaration that you are choosing to step out of fear and into the safety that has been around you all along. And what I am about to tell you next is going to set something on fire inside of you. Because I am not just protecting you from what this person planned. I am about to turn their entire strategy around and use it against them. And when you hear how I do it, you will understand why I have never once been worried about your enemies. Not once. Now listen to me very carefully, because what I am about to say is not something I speak lightly. I do not take pleasure in the fall of anyone. But I am a God of justice, and when someone deliberately sets a trap for one of my chosen ones, when someone calculates in the dark against a life that I have marked and sealed and called by name, I do not sit idle. I move. And when I move on your behalf, the very ground shifts beneath the feet of the one who thought they were standing on solid plans. This person, with the initial J, built something in secret. They constructed it carefully. They thought it was hidden. But what they built was never aimed at you alone. It was aimed at my purpose for you. And that is where they made the greatest mistake of the ear life. Because when you come against my purpose, you are no longer dealing with a person. You are dealing with me. Here is something that will settle deep into your spirit if you let it. Every single thing this person planned is going to reverse. Not partially, completely. The door they tried to close for you is going to open so wide that they will not be able to look away. The reputation they tried to stain is going to shine in front of the very people they whispered to. The position they tried to remove you from is going to expand beyond what even you expected. And the most remarkable part is this: you will not have to lift a single finger to make it happen. You will not have to argue your case. You will not have to defend your name. You will not have to send a single message or make a single phone call or confront anyone. I am going to fight this battle so completely on your behalf that when it is over, everyone watching will know it was not your doing. It was mine. Stay with me here, because most people do not know this about how I operate. When I reverse something, I do not just restore what was taken. I multiply it. That is my signature. The enemy takes one thing and I return it 7 times over. That is not a metaphor. That is a spiritual law that has been in motion since the beginning of time. What was stolen from you in this season? The peace, the trust, the opportunities, the relationships, all of it is coming back to you, pressed down, shaken together, and overflowing. And it will come so fast and so abundantly that you will barely have time to receive one blessing before the next one arrives at your door. Here is the truth no one says out loud. Your enemy was never fighting you. They were fighting their own future. Every lie they told about you planted a seed of exposure in their own life. Every scheme they set in motion created a blueprint for their own downfall. They thought they were building a wall around your destiny, but they were actually building a cage around their own. And the moment I decide to close that cage, chosen one, there will be no key. Not because I am cruel, but because I gave them chance after chance to walk away from what they were doing. I sent them warnings they ignored. I placed conviction in their spirit that they pushed down. They chose this. And now the harvest of what they planted is coming due. And I know there is a part of you that almost feels sorry for them. That is because your heart is good. That is because even after everything, you do not wish harm on anyone. And I love that about you. That mercy in you is one of the reasons I chose you in the first place. But I need you to understand that mercy and justice are not enemies. I can love someone and still hold them accountable for what they did to you. I can have compassion and still make sure that no weapon formed against you prospers. Both can exist, and both will. Type 777 if you believe I am fighting for you right now. Not tomorrow, not someday. Right now, in this very moment, as these words reach your ears. Type it, because your faith in this moment is activating something in the spiritual realm that your eyes cannot see yet, but your life is about to feel. And what comes next is the part your soul has been aching for. Because I am done talking about what was done to you. Now I am going to speak about what I am about to do for you. And chosen one, what I have been preparing behind the scenes while you were busy surviving, is going to take your breath away. Now we have arrived at the part I have been waiting to tell you since the very beginning of this message. Everything before this was preparation. Everything I revealed about the person with the initial J, the exposure, the protection, the reversal, all of it was necessary. But the S, right here, this is the reason I brought you to this video today. Not to scare you, not to make you angry, but to show you what I have been building for you in a place no human eye has been allowed to see until now. And chosen one, what I am about to describe to you is so much bigger than anything you have been praying for, that when it arrives, your first reaction will not be excitement. It will be silence. The kind of silence that comes when something so beautiful stands in front of you that words cannot reach it. While this person was busy scheming, I was busy constructing. While they were drawing up plans to block you, I was drawing up blueprints for your next season. And my blueprints do not look like anything you have imagined for yourself. They are bigger. They are wider. They are deeper. You have been praying for a door to open. But I did not prepare a door. I prepared a room. A whole room with your name on it. A space in this world that no one else can fill, no one else can claim, and no one else can take from you. Because it was built with measurements that only match your life, your gifts, your pain, and your purpose. Do not move past this part, because what I am about to say is the piece that ties everything together. There is a reason you went through what you went through. There is a reason the pain was that specific, that deep, that personal. It was not random suffering. It was specific preparation. Every tear you cried watered something. Every night you endured softened ground. that I needed soft for what I am planting in your life right now. You could not see it then, but you are about to see it now. And when you look back at everything you survived, you will not see tragedy. You will see training. You will see setup. You will see a God who was so serious about your future that he let you be uncomfortable long enough to become unstoppable. Here is some thing that most people never learn about how I deliver blessings. I do not bring them quietly, not for my chosen ones, not after what you have been through. When I open a door for someone who has been through the fire the way you have, I make sure it happens in full view of every single person who counted you out. The ones who whispered about you will watch you rise. The ones who walked away will see what they left behind. The ones who bet against you will sit in the audience of your elevation and realize they made the worst decision of their lives when they turned their back on someone I had my hand on. That is not pride, chosen one. That is my signature. I restore in public what was stolen in private, and your restoration is already in motion. Something is about to happen in your life within the coming days and weeks that will confirm everything I have spoken over you today. It might come as a phone call you did not expect. It might come as a door reopening that you thought was sealed shut forever. It might come as a person entering your life who carries the key to something you have been locked out of for years. However it arrives, you will know it is me. You will feel it in your spirit the same way you felt the pull to stay in this video. And when it comes, do not question it. Do not shrink from it. Do not tell yourself you do not deserve it. Walk through it with your head high and your heart open, because you have already paid for that blessing with every silent battle you survived. Type, I am ready if you are prepared to receive what I have been holding for you. Type it right now, not with hesitation, not with doubt, with the full force of your faith. Because readiness is not about being perfect. It is about being willing. And you have been willing longer than you know. And what I am about to close this message with is your assignment, your final instruction from me. Because I did not bring you through all of this just to leave you standing at the door. I am going to tell you exactly what I need you to do next. And if you follow it, chosen one, nothing, and no one will ever be able to stand in the way of what is coming for you. Now here is your assignment. And I do not give assignments to everyone. I give them to the ones I trust to carry them out. So the fact that I am speaking this over you right now tells you something about how I see you. You are not just a listener. You are not just a viewer. You are a carrier. And what I am about to place in your hands is something I need you to hold with care and walk with in boldness from this moment on. There are 3 things I am asking you to do. The first is this: forgive this person silently, not for them, for you. I know that feels impossible right now, after everything I have shown you. But unforgiveness is a chain, and I did not bring you through all of this just to leave you shackled to someone who does not deserve that kind of power over your heart. You do not need to call them. You do not need to confront them. You do not need to announce it. Just release them in your spirit, quietly, between you and me, and watch how fast the weight lifts from your chest. That is not weakness. That is the most powerful move a chosen one can make. The second thing I need from you is to move boldly into what is next. No more shrinking. No more hesitating at the edge of your own blessing. Because someone once made you feel like you were too much or not enough. You have spent too long making yourself small to keep other people comfortable. That ends today. When the door opens, and it will, I need you to walk through it like someone who knows exactly who sent them. Because I did, and I do not send my chosen ones into rooms to hide in the corner. The third thing is the one I need you to carry for the rest of your life. Never forget that you were chosen before you were born, before your first breath, before your first heartbeat, before anyone on this earth had an opinion about who you are or what you are worth. I had already called your name, and nothing that has happened to you, nothing that was done to you, nothing that was said about you has ever changed that. Not for a single second. Before you go, stay with this one last message carefully. This may be the most important thing spoken in this entire video. Everything you just heard, you already knew it. Deep inside, beneath the doubt, beneath the fear, beneath the exhaustion, you already knew you were protected. You already knew something was coming for you. You already knew you were chosen. You just needed a voice to remind you that it was always true. And now you carry something you did not have when you pressed play. You carry clarity. You carry confirmation. You carry the knowledge that your name is covered, your future is secured, and your enemy has already lost a fight they do not even know is over. That is what you walk away with today. Not fear, not anger, but a settled, unshakable knowing that you belong to me, and nothing coming against you will stand. If this message reached you, if it touched something deep inside your spirit that needed to be touched today, I want you to do something for me. Press that like button. Not because a screen asked you to, but because your spirit wants to mark this moment. And if you want me to keep sending you messages like this, subscribe and hit that bell so that the next time I have something meant only for you, it will find you. It will reach you. It will not pass you by. Type Amen one final time to seal everything spoken over your life today. And type 1212 to claim the miracles that are already on their way to you. This is not the end, chosen one. This is the beginning, NG, of everything I promised you. Now go, walk in it, and do not you dare look back.